So there's two really interesting things that I want to talk to you about Hearthstone Battlegrounds. Some, well, news if you want. This basically came to me while I was browsing the Hearthstone Reddit Bob's Tavern, and there's two posts that sparked my interest. And the first one is that Ysera is actually the highest win rate hero we've ever seen in the game. So Ysera, objectively, if you find this hero now, you're gonna have the best average placements ever. I think I saw screenshots of this even being below 2.0 in some ranks. The pick rate was like 90% there, compared to like a tier 2 hero, or the hero right underneath, which is almost at a 4.0 average placement. So that is insane, and that is, well, mainly because of one card, as we all know by now, that is Chromawing. So even though Ysera is the highest win rate hero, this is all enabled by mostly a single card, which is the one drop Chromawing. And I think the most interesting thing is that people still don't believe this. I made a video on this, and I still got comments like these: the most broken strat proceeds to lose. Interesting definition of the expression, sir, because I uploaded a third place game. And I still think it's kind of mind-blowing that do I need to only post first place games? I think this beautifully showed off how broken Chromawing is, getting it to like 70s for free, and how easy Ysera is to pilot. So even though I got some unlucky fights, I got third place, that defines that it's not broken. But I mean, the reason I'm bringing this up is because I got multiple comments like this: how is it broken if you came third? Not broken at all. But clearly the stats suggest that Chromawing and Ysera are some of the most broken things we've ever seen in the game. I just thought this was an interesting takeaway, because I see that a lot when I don't upload first place games. Suddenly the video doesn't matter, or the actual advice in it is not worth it. And I think Poki also said it really well. I'm gonna leave a link to his Twitter below, but he made this very short video. I'll play it.
But this play impact basically says that if you have an evolving Chromawing on your ward on turn 1, you are getting almost a full placement higher.
That's insane. You're getting almost a full placement higher picking Evolving Chromawing on 1. I just thought that was interesting to include. Poki does a lot of really cool analysis and analyzations. He does a lot of cool informational content. But this is not the first time we see this. The reason I thought Chromawing was not going to be good is because in a vacuum, like a 1-1 that scales when you buy dragons is bad, because you don't want to be buying whelps. But turns out that any one drop that usually scales and can explode has always been good in the past. Another good example is this tier 1 Queen Wagtagal strat that I uploaded on January this year. This was still with buddies, but yeah, as you can see, like, you can even, like, with this hero, you're able to scale up a tier 1 board. This was incredibly broken, also got nerfed. So most comps that can stay on tier 1 and consistently scale have always been good. Another example is, again, in the buddy meta with Millhouse. I played just Golden Weaver and then a bunch of Sorrowlisks, and that way you were again just able to scale up 1 drops and 2 drops incredibly fast that compete with the lobby. So we should not have scaling on tier 1 and tier 2. A final example, way before the buddy meta, to just really bring this point home, is this is from 2020, May 25th. This is a while ago. This video is even unlisted, but I tried to figure out if I can win on tier 1, also with Golden, Rare Fever, and Sorrowlisk was actually a 1-drop here, and so was Selfless, so this was, you know, a very old patch. But I just had 3 Golden Selflesses. Like, look at the stats of these, and I was able to easily win this lobby, no effort, with a random hero like Kaltas. So issues like these have always existed in the game, and it's always interesting to me to see them reappear. And hopefully in the future we will not see 1-drops anymore that scale like this, because if it can be abused to get big stats, it will be. And especially in lower ranks, this will gain to some easy ranks gained, and a lot of people being able to climb like crazy, because it takes no skill, it's easy to learn, and all it takes is the basic knowledge of staying on 1 and knowing what card to look for. So this was the first post. I think it was just super interesting to see how big of an impact Chromawing and Ysera actually have on this meta, because besides this, I feel like the meta is really healthy and really good. I think most things right now in the game feel good. Most tribes are kind of playable. Mechs are pretty weak because Greaseball got removed and still is not back in the game. Hopefully we'll see that patch soon, because definitely we're gonna get a patch sooner rather than later because of all of the issues in Standard and Battlegrounds. I guess Standard is on the healthier side, but this has to be addressed. Now the only issue that I still have with this meta, and I think the big problem that is gonna stick here even after nerfs like these, is gonna be the interaction of Cookie Necro. Because if you look at this clip from one of my later videos, if you just cookie something that has a lot of gems on it, in case you don't know the interaction, and then you necrolite it, what is gonna happen is it's gonna steal the gems from the target that you cook it, but it's gonna keep those stats. So look, my 4 Reaper just doubled in stats without losing any stats on the board. It is absolutely insane. You can get like, I got plus 80 stats here for free. That is not healthy, no matter what meta we're in. So I hope that gets addressed. It's not a bug, apparently it's intended, but that is like the only thing that I could see going wrong with the meta going forward, because I think all other tribes are in a decent spot right now. Of course, we got Zara, so we got, you know, other minor issues, but I want to see where it goes after Ysera is addressed. And I said there were 2 posts. There's one more post I want to mention because I see this so much, even in my comments, so I thought it was worth bringing up, and that is about buddies. So, and it got like 128 upvotes. It's the first post that I pretty much saw when I go to the subreddit. So it's still a very debated topic. And where I stand on buddies is buddies, I think the meta was not great for pro play. Again, in the higher ranks, it was very annoying, very streamlined. If you see your hero options, you know your placement. But it definitely adds more depth into the game, especially in lower ranks. There's just more options for you to explore. The game gets a bit easier because you kind of get direction given from the start. I think buddies can be done right. I think I'm going to give you some examples in a second. I think buddies have a lot of potential, and it would be cool to see them experiment with them and bring it back, kind of like they did with Darkmoon prizes, maybe in like 25% of lobbies. But again, you have the issue of everyone has to learn all the buddies then, and then 1 in 4 lobbies you have to completely know what to do and how to play it. It might make things too convoluted and complicated for newer players. But I'll give you an example of a buddy that I think was well done and I wouldn't mind seeing coming back is Lucifron, for example. This was a buddy of Ragnaros. It just ended your end of turn effects twice, or triggered it twice, meaning it just has nice synergy with your hero power, so your hero power has like a little bit more of a boost and becomes more relevant. But it also allowed compositions like Lightfang to shine through. It allowed like Major Domo comps to be kind of interesting. It just had all these cool applications, like you even get 2 coins from Briny Bootlegger. All these cool interactions it allows for compositions that are usually on the weaker side to actually maybe see play, and it just made for a fun play style, and every game is different. So this is the kind of buddy that I like. A buddy that amplifies your hero power by a bit, doesn't turn it into a win condition. You don't just win with this card, obviously, with your hero power. You need extra tools. You can go any composition still, and a lot of different ways that you can apply this. But buddies that I would not like to see back is, for example, the Baby Kodo. A buddy that is just gonna cheat you a random 6 drop and a 5 drop early on. That is super toxic. Imagine facing someone early that has an Atissa on the board and then some other stupid shit. Yeah, so buddies that are very polarizing and spike, I've never liked. Buddies that instantly, when you play them, are just gonna give you an advantage, or buddies that just streamline your game into one direction, you have to go with it. That I don't think is healthy for the game. But again, buddies that give you flexibility, that amplify your hero power, are nice. So if they would bring this back, which I wouldn't mind, please just rework most of them so they actually make the game more enjoyable and more fun, and don't have them in every lobby, because I think there's a lot of people that don't enjoy buddies, and then, you know, those people also need to still be able to play the game. I think that was most of it. I hope you enjoyed this short breakdown. I used to do like long podcasts in the past where I just talk about all these topics and I try to condense them. So if you would like to see those podcast episodes again, let me know. It's been months since I did them. It could be interesting. Or if you would like short form videos like these where I just ramble about topics that I think are interesting to talk about to bring you up to speed, also let me know. Thank you for watching and I hope you have a good day.